Juke, juke, juke. Juke, juke, juke. D, what's up, man? Oh, Lord. All good, all good. Waiting for Guido to get in here. He always, he's not late. I'm late, but you know how that go. Tonight's topic, same old stuff, NFL, week 12. I'm going to talk NBA, LeBron extension. I'm going to talk about that article from the the Athletic about the Clippers. The Christmas games are out for the NBA. So, there's a couple things going on that I'd like to discuss.
I didn't even say anything and you're already bored? It's good to know.
I'm extremely bored. Mike
How was your Thanksgiving, buddy?
Yeah. Come on. It's been like a week now. Like, who cares?
Okay, never mind then. I hope it was terrible.
I hate this time of year. I'm going to tell you right now. Don't ever wish me Merry Christmas. Don't ever wish me any of that stuff. I'm the Grinch. I'm the Grinch. Trust me.
You are so grumpy all the time, dude.
Not all the time. I'd say 95% of the time.
No, like all the time.
95% of the time. The only time I'm truly happy is when I'm making fun of people in regards to my podcast and Dummy of the Week. That makes me happy. However, Mike Guido, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot.
I am extremely unproductive, okay? Since I've gotten the Xbox, I have not done much. So yeah, it's just 2K all day. Game's insane. Still waiting for that PlayStation 5 though, so.
You getting both?
Of course, I have to get both. I always look, I got the Xbox, the one on the floor. I got the PS4 here. I had both systems in the same place. Now I got the big box over there, and now I'm waiting for that spaceship thing. It looks like the Barclays.
You got to try that My Career, bro.
I'm doing it right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
You've been in the city?
Yeah, I've been in the city.
That thing's nuts.
I'm actually it's on the screen right now. You can't see it. It says, congratulations, Mobile One Tier 2 negotiation is now available. So I'm endorsed by Mobile One. I have Puma. It's a whole thing. Like we're not gonna have this live about 2K and what's going. We got business to get to. All right. First thing I want to get to, Mike. Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Something's going on there. There's a power struggle that a lot of people are realizing or noticing. I've noticed it from day one. What do you see?
Yeah, I think I said this the last time that we talked about this. I don't think that there's necessarily a power struggle. I think that I think Bruce Arians wants to run a certain type of offense, and he can't because Tom Brady isn't physically capable of running all the plays.
Well, what? So yeah, go ahead.
No, that's just it. I think that Tom Brady knows his limitations. I think Tom Brady also knows what works for him and what's worked for him for 20 years.
Yeah.
And Bruce Arians has his way of doing things. And I think that's just it. I don't know if there's a power struggle. I think there might just be a difference in the way that they have had success, and they have to figure out how to make that work.
Okay, so bigger question then. Who was responsible for getting Tom Brady to Tampa Bay? Do you think that Bruce Arians was kind of more on board with it, or did he think that Tom Brady was a different quarterback at this stage of his career? Like, obviously, Jameis Winston had the 30-30 year last year. He threw for 5,000 yards. They finished 7-9. They showed some promise. Everybody thinking logically, okay, you put Tom Brady in that situation, that 7-9 can possibly flip to 9-7, 10-6. If all goes well, if it breaks well, 11-5 or 12-4, something like that. But was Bruce Arians the one that was really like gung-ho on getting Tom Brady? Like, do we have any intel on that? Or was it more Brady kind of selling himself to Tampa Bay?
I don't think that the Tampa Bay front office would have gone after Tom Brady if Bruce Arians didn't want him.
Right.
If Bruce Arians went to the front office and said, listen, I understand that it might be sexy and it's exciting because, the greatest of all time is available and we could have him. But I think if he really didn't want him, I don't think that, I don't think that they would have him. So Bruce Arians, I think, had at least part to do with getting Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. And look, I said this on my show on Monday. It was the fit for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay was always a sexy fit.
Yeah.
It was always sexy, right?
It's more fantasy than reality.
Tom Brady with all these weapons and Bruce Arians, he's finally having fun and all of it, all of that stuff. I got to be honest with you. I'm underwhelmed. I am, because, and I knew this from the beginning, Bruce Arians likes to run high-powered, electric offenses down the field. That's what he likes. And that's what Jameis Winston,
right?
Honestly, that's what Jameis Winston could do.
Throw the deep ball.
Jameis Winston it had a cannon for an arm, right? Could get the ball downfield, could make big plays. The only issue with Jameis Winston is he gave the ball to the other team too much. Yeah. That was Jameis Winston's issue. That's it. Right. Tom Brady is way more conservative. Dump the ball over the middle of the field, have a pass-catching running back. Yeah. Right? That's more his style of play. That's why you're seeing Antonio Brown have 7, 8, 9 catches a game in Tampa Bay because they're lining AB up in the slot. Right?
But this is my thing though. That's why it seems so confusing to me. Bruce Arians is a quarterback whisperer, right? He's supposed to be the guy that can be able to, get quarterbacks that are middle of the road and kind of, open up their potential a little bit. Now, a guy like Tom Brady, there is no more potential to open up. He is what he is at 43. Now, there's more of a regression more than a progression, right?
Yes.
So, why would Bruce Arians sign off on that? Like, me personally, I can't understand it, where you have a young quarterback that you can fix a lot of Jameis's mistakes if you work with him, right? And also, you would have probably got him on a cheaper than you got Tom Brady for. I just don't understand if Bruce Arians is supposed to be a guy that knows football. Watching Tom Brady over the last 5 to 6 years, Tom Brady was not throwing the ball downfield. The offense completely changed. So why would he think that Tom Brady would be comfortable now at age 43 throwing the ball downfield? It's like you signing Rondo to lead your team in 3-point shooting. That's not his game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make that's my whole thing. So it's like it makes me wonder if this was over Arians' head. Like maybe they had a conversation with him and said, "Hey, what do you think about Brady?" He's like, "All right," but I don't know if he was actually like, no, I don't really want him, or we have to think about this. Like that's where I'm trying to get at. Like I think that there was more like the GM and the owner just said, "We're bringing in Brady. You're gonna have to make it work." And it's like,
listen, there's a possibility of that, but let me tell you why I don't think that is. Okay, yeah. Because I already told you my first reason, which was because I don't think if Bruce Arians went to the front office and said, I do not want Tom Brady, he can't run my offense.
Yeah.
I don't think that the front office would say, well, too bad, we're getting him anyway.
Okay.
I don't think a good front office doesn't do that.
Right.
Okay. But here's the other thing, honestly, is around the league and around, sports fandom and social media and all that stuff, right? There's a misconception about Tom Brady.
Yes.
That people still think that Tom Brady can throw the ball downfield. There are people in the league that still think that he can throw the ball downfield. There are people that still think that Tom Brady can still make big plays consistently on a week-to-week basis.
Right.
And he just can't do that. And Tom Brady used to be able to do that, obviously. But over the past 2 or so years at least, he hasn't. His age has caught up to him. Mm-hmm. And again, there was a comment before. It's, part of the reason that you could say, and I wouldn't necessarily call it struggles, but maybe a little bit underwhelming to the expectations. It's their first year together, and that's a part of it too. But the big thing is that I think that what really happened is Bruce Arians went into this saying, Tom Brady didn't have very good receivers last year in New England.
Right.
I've got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin here. I'm like these are two of the best receivers in the NFL. If he gets these guys, maybe that'll elevate his play. Because I don't think and again, so many people in the NFL think like this. They don't think that Tom Brady has had a talent drop off.
Hey,
they just haven't.
Remember,
they don't think he's regressed.
Pro Football Focus said that it was the receivers why Tom Brady had a down year last year. And me and you we were all over this from day one, saying that, yeah, it's a part of it, but it's also the fact that he's not making the throws anymore. He's not seeing the defenses well anymore to be able to get through his progressions, to be able to see what's going on this Y slant or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? On this go route. He can't see those things anymore because his escapability is no longer there. So if your escapability as a quarterback is diminished, your time in the pocket is that much, you have that much more time there, that little time to actually execute what you got going on. And that's what I saw out of New England. It was missed throws, even throws down the sideline. They're going out of bounds. Instead of hitting the guy in the basket, it's going out of bounds. Those are the things that are concerning. And I saw that from not even really much 2-3 years ago, but I really saw it last year. Yeah. And I was like, that's a problem. It's not about the receivers. It's not about the offense or what they're doing. The fact that he can't make these throws anymore. That's the problem. And I don't understand how Pro Football Focus didn't see that. They're very good at analytics and all that, but you can't what do your eyes tell you? That throw was bad. 5 years ago, Tom Brady throws that shit in the breadbasket. It's a touchdown. Now it's going out of bounds 2 yards.
Right. Yes.
That's a problem.
It is. You and I are in agreement on this. I think that, Tom Brady, right now, he leads the league in completions. He leads the league in attempts. Right?
He's second in the league in interceptions.
65% completion percentage. He's got 11 picks on the year.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's career high in interceptions in a season is 14.
Right.
That's his career high.
On.
Right. And they were all early on. Right. Yeah. So look, I think, I think people need to just they need to wake up a little. Right. Tom Brady, I'm not telling you that Tom Brady sucks. Okay. No, Tom Brady definitely doesn't suck.
He's just old.
Tom Brady today, in his career, today, I'm not talking about whatever. I'm talking about today. He's an average quarterback in the NFL, and that's all he is.
Middle of the road.
He's Ryan Tannehill. That's what he is.
Right.
Okay? He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not in that category.
No.
He just isn't. He's not Deshaun Watson.
No.
He's Ryan Tannehill. He's Matt Stafford.
He's
that's what he is.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, this is another one that I'd like to get on you about, because we always go back and forth with this, and I want to know if you finally come home, Mike. You finally come home, and come to this side of the table.
Okay.
Carson Wentz.
No, I'm not there yet.
Stop.
Barry, what do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you that he sucks? Because he doesn't suck.
Yes.
He's having a terrible year, but he
had
doesn't
a terrible
suck.
year last year, too.
He didn't have a terrible year. What are you talking about? He had a terrible year last year.
Bring up the stats.
27 touchdowns and 7 picks last year for Carson Wentz.
What was the completion percentage?
64%.
Terrible.
That's not terrible. 64% is not terrible.
Terrible.
Barry, what's good? What's a good completion percentage?
Anything over 67% right now in this league is supposed to be good. That's average now. You got to be over that.
That's not average. How many quarterbacks in this league throw over 67%? How many?
Mahomes he's up the ante. Okay? When you're doing what Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson are doing, you got to up the ante. Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. He's not. You saw on Sunday and Monday, your two guys, right? Because your two guys, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, both look like dog shit. Dog shit.
Okay, Barry, just to give you an idea. Okay, just to give you an idea. There are currently 3 quarterbacks in the NFL that have a completion percentage over 67%. That's it. There's only 3. Drew Brees, Deshaun Watson, and Kirk Cousins. Those are the only 3. And Patrick Mahomes is at about 67.5. That's what they've got.
Good quarterback.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
You keep trying to bring Carson Wentz to me. This is the problem that me and you are having. I don't want to hear it.
Why am I not? I'm not getting the right numbers. I'm sorry.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just. What do you
understand? Okay.
How many? All right. His receiving core is bad. This was this year. Last year, receiving core is bad. It's always an excuse for Carson Wentz. He's not seeing the field properly. He's turning the ball over a lot.
You've lost it. Barry, last year, the Eagles won the division, right? The Eagles won the division last year.
Let's not even talk about that they won the division. They were handed the division. They didn't win the division. So don't even put that in there. Don't say that
they weren't handed the division
under his belt, because they were handed the division. Okay?
Listen, the Eagles had to win. The Eagles had to win like 4 games at the end of the year in order to get the division they did.
And they had the softest schedule in football. Yawn.
Carson Wentz was throwing a deck chairs, and he still is throwing a deck chairs.
Bro, they were in a battle against the Giants and won, like, what was it, the last drive of the game? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Barry, how many times has Carson Wentz been sacked this year?
I don't care.
He's been sacked 46 times.
What does that mean?
It leads the league. He's the most sacked quarterback in the league. He is constantly under duress. Both of his tackles are hurt. His all-pro right guard is hurt. All of his wide receivers were hurt. Jalen Reagor stinks. He can't separate. Alshon Jeffrey's washed. Deshaun Jackson's hurt.
They drafted him.
There's nobody there. There's nobody. His running game isn't any good. Miles Sanders has been hurt. Okay, I'm not telling you that Carson Wentz and all of his issues have been resolved around this, but this is one of those things where...
Hold on. You just went on a tangent for like 3 minutes telling me why Carson Wentz is not to blame, and you're telling me that's not the... Come on.
He's not. He's not the majority to blame here. I agree with you. Carson Wentz is not having a good year. He's not seeing the field as well as he has in years past. But I'm not moving off him.
Why?
It's a bad season.
Why did the Eagles draft Jalen Hurts in the second
round? Do
round?
you realize that this is Carson Wentz's first bad season? He's been only for 5 years. He's had 1 bad season. 1. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions last year. 21 touchdowns, 7 interceptions the year prior. 2017, he almost won MVP, had 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Come on. And who won the Super Bowl? Wasn't him.
Where's Nick Foles now?
Doesn't matter.
Nick Foles can't win anywhere. The guy can't win anywhere.
It just goes to show you that the system was tailor-made for any quarterback to come in there and be productive. That's
not true. That's not true.
He won the Super Bowl. If you're telling me that Nick Foles is trash right now, he looked like an all-star in that system.
Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Like, so what?
All of those teams that you just mentioned had one thing in common: elite defenses. What? Elite defenses.
Okay. So
the Eagles never had an elite defense since 2017. Since the ACL surgery, Carson Wentz has been dog shit.
So, how is that, Barry? How is that? How has he been dog shit ever since then? How?
What does your eye test tell you? He doesn't look like a good quarterback.
Barry, I'm telling you right now.
Spitting stats at me, because you can spit stats at me about Jared Goff, right? Oh, but Jared Goff is not a good quarterback.
Jared Goff's good. Jared Goff's good. He is. I don't know what you're looking for. Are you looking for somebody to be perfect? Like, are you looking for a quarterback to be? Are you looking for them for every single quarterback in the league has to be Patrick Mahomes? Like,
no, they don't have to be Patrick Mahomes.
That's the expectation
but they have to be at least. They have to be at least Aaron Rodgers if you want to consider yourself good.
Barry, come on. That means there's like 3 good quarterbacks in the league.
Yes.
That's it. There's 3. Everybody else is trash. Everybody should just move on from their guy. Everybody's trash.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Especially your guy. Especially your guy, Lamar Jackson. Trash.
Okay, so the Texans should move on from Deshaun Watson.
No. He's on the up and up. He's coming. I'll give him a pass.
What do you mean? He's probably like 5th or 6th in the league. According to you, he's trash.
No.
Is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
He's better than
better than Aaron Rodgers?
He's better than Carson Wentz.
He is better than Carson Wentz. I'm not arguing that.
I can name
is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
That are better than Carson Wentz. 10. I can name 10.
Carson Wentz.
All right. Here's a better question.
Let me tell you something.
Here's a better question, and then we move on. Where do you rank Carson Wentz as a quarterback right now? Number. I need a number. If he's in your top 10,
a single number.
I am driving the Rocky Point. I'm driving the Rocky Point with
a single number. You don't want me to give you a range. Number.
No range. I want a number. All right.
Well, if you're going to ask me this season, he's towards the bottom. But if you're going to ask me overall,
I want to choke you. You see these hands right here? I just want to put them around your neck.
Barry, there's a difference.
No.
You and I just spent. Okay, so look, if I have to go, so Tom Brady.
Look,
right,
fan podcast. He just gave me a ranking, 15 to 20. Why can't you give me something? I need an exact number from you. Give me one.
See, but that's a range. You're not asking me for a range. You're asking me for a number.
Give me a number.
I would put Carson Wentz. My first. Okay, I'll tell you what I ranked him in the preseason. Okay, I do this every single year. In the preseason, I rank all 32 starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I put Carson Wentz at number 8.
8.
I put Carson Wentz at number 8. I think I had, who did I have ahead of him? I had Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and that might have been it. I don't think I put Big Ben or no, I put Wentz at 7. Here was my top 10. Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers, Brees, Jackson, Watson, Wentz, Matt Ryan, Big Ben, Kyler Murray.
7. What is wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with me?
And hold on, where'd you put Dak?
I put Dak at like 13 or 14.
So you're trying to tell me right now And I'm
Wentz is
not
better
even
than
a
Dak.
Dak Prescott fan.
Wentz is better than Dak. Listen, I'm telling you right now, if Carson Wentz is playing for the Dallas Cowboys right now, okay, you put Carson Wentz under center with the Dallas Cowboys right now, the Dallas Cowboys are winning the division by all the games. Okay, I'm telling you, Dak Prescott needs everything to go right for him.
And Carson Wentz doesn't?
No, because he showed you that last year. As long as he doesn't get sacked a league-leading amount of times, he can be productive.
Can't you say that about every quarterback in the league?
You can say that about every quarterback in the league.
So
but you're telling me the guy...
Don't make it any excuse. Don't make it any excuse.
You're telling me the guy sucks because he's gotten sacked 46 times.
He's not better than Dak Prescott. You have at 7, you had Dak at 13. What are you smoking?
I did have Dak at 13. I had Jared Goff above Dak, too.
Oh, my God. Get out. Get out.
Barry,
out.
Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl.
What is that?
Carson Wentz has been to a Super Bowl.
It was the defense.
Jared Goff got to a Super Bowl because of the defense.
And that defense was elite that year.
It was not elite.
It was a good defense.
It was not elite.
It was a good defense. Who won defense?
It was a good defense. They got to the Super Bowl because the Rams got to the Super Bowl. The Rams got to the Super Bowl, right? The Rams got to the Super Bowl because Sean McVay and the innovation of that offense was spectacular.
See, Mike, I'm not bugging. You need a drug test. Look, realist cowboy legend. You're tripping. You are nuts. You're nuts. You're
Why?
Nuts.
What has Dak Prescott shown me that would put him ahead of Carson Wentz? When he doesn't, okay. So let me finish this.
I'm gonna go through it. Plus, he's actually a smarter quarterback than him. He's a smarter quarterback than Carson Wentz. He doesn't turn the ball over and make stupid plays that Carson Wentz does.
Carson Wentz usually doesn't either. The guy's had 7 interceptions the past 3 seasons, Barry. You're taking this 1 year. No, Barry, you're taking this 1 year. You're taking this 1 year and having it explain his entire career.
I'm not the only one
that's ridiculous.
So why are the people that are in here on my side and are land-based you right now? Because you're nuts.
Because they're nuts. Because they get caught up in the bull. They get caught up in the BS.
I have seen Carson Wentz miss like easy reads that he's not supposed to miss in year 4 and 5. That's what I'm telling you. He's not a quarterback that sees the field the way he's supposed to right now. That's why the Eagles look this bad.
So then how can you explain the seasons before this one?
What talent they have or what they don't have. Carson Wentz at this stage of his career, if he's supposed to be number 7 in your rankings to start the season, he's supposed to be way better than this. He's not. He needs to be tailor-made for him. And that's why in that MVP season,
not everything needs to be tailor-made for him.
Tailor-made for him.
He showed you last year that it doesn't.
That season that he was
the Eagles could protect him
was tailor-made. That's why they won the Super Bowl. That team was tailor-made for his success. Since then, it hasn't been. And he struggled.
Okay. The Eagles could, last year, right? The Eagles could protect him, A. And B, last year, the receivers he was throwing to last year, just like this year.
All right, hold on. Before you answer that question right there. Answer that question right there.
What about the wide open interception in Seattle? You're giving me individual moments this year saying, how can you explain that?
Mike, this is what we're trying to explain to you. His IQ as a quarterback is not that high. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, but how is that true? How can you explain the last 3 seasons that he's had?
He doesn't
have a good IQ.
You know his numbers in the last 3 seasons are very comparable to Kirk Cousins. So is Kirk Cousins better than Carson Wentz?
No, Kirk Cousins is not better than Carson Wentz.
Oh, so then why? Why his numbers are better? His numbers are better. This is why
Carson Wentz.
You can't just use numbers. Numbers do not tell the entire story.
They don't. Kirk Cousins, the past couple of seasons, has been throwing to Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph, He's got Dalvin Cook in the backfield. It's not comparable. It's
when
not.
When he was in Washington, he was putting up big yardage too. What I'm saying is
Right,
that
and that's why he got paid.
Kirk Cousins has better IQ than Carson Wentz does behind center. I'm telling you that for a fact. He's a smarter
but
quarterback.
That's not a fact.
He's a smarter quarterback. Talent-wise, Wentz has it, but he doesn't have the brain power that most quarterbacks do. That's why he makes stupid decisions in the pocket. That's why when the game is on the line, he does stupid stuff all the time.
Okay, so then can you explain to me why he's always on his back, why he's got you and me playing wide receiver, why his entire roster's hurt, Barry? You think that Dak Prescott will be able to thrive in that situation? Because he hasn't. That's the point, is that Dak Prescott couldn't thrive in a situation like that. If his offensive line's hurt, if his wide receivers are hurt, or anything like that, he falls apart. Okay, Dak Prescott's won one game. He's won one game without Amari Cooper since they traded for him. One. That's it. He's won one game. Everything that's been around Dak Prescott has to be there in order for him to have success. Carson Wentz showed us last season. It's not ancient history. He showed us last season that he can succeed without everything going right. I'm admitting to you, Carson Wentz is having a bad season. He's not seeing the field as well as he has in years past. But what I am telling you is that he doesn't suck because of it. Period. Okay? If he sucks again next year, then yes, we can have this conversation. But I'm not ruling him out after he's having one bad year. The guy had one bad year. One bad year.
You done? Because
I'm done.
We're going to have the same conversation next season. And when he does this again, I swear, Mike, I don't care where you are.
Yes, one terrible year. So, okay, so, all right, hang on, wait. So, hang on. I'm serious. Hang on. So, after one terrible year, let's just throw this out there. So, when Peyton Manning was a rookie and he threw, 28 interceptions?
He's a rookie.
Bailed on?
He's a rookie.
So it's okay. Okay. All right, so hang on. So, now that we're taking circumstance into account, right? Now that we're taking circumstance into account.
Wait. How is circumstances a rookie? A quarterback that has never seen NFL coverages before because he's a rookie struggled in his first year. What did Peyton Manning do in year 2, year 3, and year 4 after that? Dominated football. He dominated football. Carson Wentz hasn't dominated yet in football.
Carson Wentz was going to win MVP. 2017, he was going to win MVP.
In a tailor-made system that Nick Foles won the Super Bowl with. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl.
So wait a second. So you do realize that it's the same coaching staff. It's the same coaching staff now than it was 3 years ago, right?
Right.
So how is this any different?
It's the same coaching staff, and what has changed? The quarterback has regressed. That's changed.
He hasn't regressed, Barry. From the season he won MVP, he had a 60% completion percentage.
Awful.
The next year, his completion percentage was 69.5%. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. If you're trying to argue with me, I'm not trying to argue with you that he's not having a bad season. I've told you that he's had a bad season. Okay, Anybody in their right mind could tell you that he's not having a good season and he's not seeing the field right. But if you're going to deny to me that it doesn't matter that he doesn't have wide receivers and it doesn't matter that he has been sacked more than any other quarterback in the league, then you're crazy. That matters.
Look, all I'm telling you is that my eye test is telling me the same thing that my eye test is telling me about Lamar Jackson. Overrated. Overrated. That's what it's telling me. So it's telling me. So we can agree to disagree. Okay?
You don't see but from a talent perspective, you don't see special with Carson Wentz?
No.
From talent?
No.
I don't know what to tell you then. I don't.
I don't.
There are certain throws that Carson Wentz can make that nobody else can.
I see special. I see special with Joe Burrow. I see special with Justin Herbert. I don't see special with Carson Wentz.
I cannot wait. I can't wait for Justin Herbert 4 years from now to have the same exact sort of season that Carson Wentz is having right now, and for you to bail on him. I can't wait.
I'll never bail on Justin Herbert. Never. But I will tell you this. If Carson Wentz has this type of season next year, I don't want to hear your mouth about Carson Wentz again. If you open your mouth,
what did I just say?
Carson Wentz.
I said you and I could have a conversation about this very thing next year if Carson Wentz sucks again. If Carson Wentz sucks again, but let's say this: if the circumstances are different, okay. So the Eagles manage to keep him upright.
Cowboy, so you can't get on, bro, because it's only two of us. If we were in the same spot, you could be able to get on. My bad, man.
Okay, like I said, if the Eagles can manage to keep him upright and they provide him with some decent receivers that can actually separate, and he still sucks, then yes, we can have that conversation. But if the circumstances are the same next year and he still sucks, I'm still going to be having the same conversation. Okay. I'm still going to be making the same argument. I'm not just one of those guys that's going to say, okay, he sucks 1 year, let's bump him.
Yeah.
No, Carson Wentz needs to prove to me that he actually sucks. Because, listen, his career record before this year was what? It was 32 and 24. That's what it was. He had 11-2 season, a 9-7 season. He doesn't suck. Okay, Mitch Trubisky sucks. Okay, like Chad Henne sucks. Ben DiNucci sucks. There are certain players in this league, you know what a bad quarterback looks like. Carson Wentz is a good quarterback having a bad year.
Average.
You're ridiculous. God, that's so ridiculous.
Are you concerned about the Rams losing to the 49ers?
About the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little, but look, I never viewed the Rams as a Super Bowl team anyway, so what's the point?
Well, I mean, they don't have to be a Super Bowl team, but they are one of the, I guess, contenders in the NFC. But losing a game like that, it concerned me because Jared Goff is one of those quarterbacks that we were having to talk about, right? He needs everything to be tailor-made for him to be effective.
Yeah, he needs things to go well, but talent-wise, Jared Goff's very, very good.
Yeah, I don't want to get into another argument with you. I am not a big fan of Jared Goff at all.
I know, because look, and there's such a problem. There is, and you're part of it. You're part of the problem because there are so many people.
Goff overrated.
There's so many people. But that's how many quarterbacks everybody expects every quarterback to, Mike, I said, be Patrick Mahomes, be Russell Wilson. They're not going to be that. If you're looking for perfect, you're not going to find it.
I have a different grade.
Same thing with women.
I have a different grade for how I rate my quarterbacks. That's all. I don't expect you to be Aaron Rodgers, but I expect when I see you and how I see you go through your progressions, game in and game out, possession, series after series, and I see things that I don't like, I'm going to criticize you on it. And Jared Goff is one of those quarterbacks that makes terrible decisions when he should not be. He does. He makes terrible decisions. Terrible decisions with the football. And this is why that defense is not great. They're not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. All right.
Look, I don't know. Again, I don't know what people want. I mean it. If they're not Russell Wilson, if they're not Patrick Mahomes, if they're not Aaron Rodgers, you suck. I don't get it with people. I don't. I just don't. Okay, so Big Ben sucks. Jared Goff sucks. Josh Allen sucks.
Big Ben.
I don't get it.
Give me Josh Allen over Goff and Wentz.
See, that to me makes no sense.
How?
Because this is the only year that Josh Allen has been even kind of good.
Better arm talent. Actually, no. His career is going on a nice arc. His rookie season wasn't all that great. His sophomore season was pretty good. His arc is going this way. That's what you want to see out of young players.
Remember what you told me? 67% completion percentage is average in the NFL.
Listen, I was joking.
Wait.
All right, now you're gonna hold me to that. That's not.
Yes, I am gonna hold you to that.
That's not league average. That's not league average.
58.8%.
He's never gonna be an accurate quarterback. He's a winner. He's a winner.
How is it? Okay. All right.
Winning intangibles.
Look. But that's the thing is I don't get it. Josh Allen has had one legitimately good season as a quarterback.
Oh, and the Bills were good last year. What are we talking about?
The Bills were good last year. Josh Allen was 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, a 58.5% completion percentage.
Hey.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, how many rushing touchdowns did he have, though?
Yeah, he can run. Cool.
He's dynamic.
He's like Lamar Jackson then.
No. Don't put him in Lamar Jackson.
Why? Why? Lamar Jackson had a great year last year, too.
What was he doing this year?
He's okay.
You call that okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
You know what? Let's move on before I kill you. Okay? Let's move on before I kill you. NBA talks. What do you think about the Christmas schedule, Mike?
I don't even know who's playing. Who's playing?
You got the Clippers and Lakers, and you got the Golden State Warriors and Brooklyn Nets. Rivalry day. What do you think?
That's it. That's all it is.
I think that there's. I don't know. That's what I saw. I think that there's more games though, but those are the ones that kind of like stuck out to me. What do you think?
Well, Lakers Clippers is obvious. That should definitely be in there.
Yeah.
Warriors Nets is whatever to me. I mean, I guess KD and Golden State, but I don't think I'm not sure Golden State's a playoff team.
Yeah.
So I'm
on the fence with them too.
You know, ever since Klay Thompson got hurt, I'm just, they're okay.
Yeah.
Like people think like, oh no, they'll be fine. They got Kelly Oubre. I'm like Kelly Oubre. Look, Kelly Oubre can't hold Klay Thompson's jock. Like it's not even close. Kelly Oubre is a fine player. Klay Thompson's a borderline superstar.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. It's not going to be the same. So, to me, I think that
here goes the Golden State Warriors fan. Here goes. Look, Wiggins has to step up big. Is that what it is? Lakers play. Look at the Christmas schedule for me, Mike. Because I saw something. I guess I was looking at something different.
This is a really bad look, by the way. The fact that we don't know this ahead of time.
Because I think I'm confusing Christmas with opening night. That's what happened.
All right, so Christmas Day. Yes, he's right. So it's Pelicans at Miami. Golden State plays the Bucks.
There we go. So
Brooklyn plays Boston. Dallas plays the Lakers, and the Clippers play Denver.
Yeah, I confused opening night with Christmas. That was my bad. But
yes. So. I mean, look, none of those really interest me.
Yeah.
Because I think, I love watching Zion play, but I'll be honest with you, even after this season, I'm not interested in the Miami Heat. I really am not.
You don't think they're going to be good this year?
I think they're going to be fine this year, but I think this year was kind of a fluke. I don't think they're an NBA Finals team next year. I don't.
I think
it was fifth in the East or whatever, but that's really it.
Well, I mean, that's where they were last year. They were fourth or fifth in the East.
Right, and then they went on this really great run, but I don't think they're going to do it again. So Golden State I don't think is going to be very good. I think they'll probably be 10th or so seed in the West.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's going to lead the East. I think that's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Brooklyn and Boston is the best game of the day because I think Brooklyn's going to be much improved. Boston I still think is the best team in the East.
Right.
Dallas and the Lakers, I think the Lakers are clearly the favorite for the NBA Finals, so I want to see them. Obviously, and then Clippers Nuggets. That'll be a good game also. And that might be a game that's telling on what the state of the Clippers is.
Right.
Because after the Lakers and the Clippers, you'd probably think that Denver is the next best team.
Denver,
I think they're in that group of the next best teams.
I think Denver, you got
the Clippers got to win that one.
Denver, Utah. Obviously, you got to put Houston still up there because they still have the two knuckleheads over there.
They still got Harden and Westbrook, so they're going to be a playoff team.
I think the team that makes the significant jump from last year is Portland. I think Portland had a phenomenal offseason.
Yeah, they did. They did well.
Yeah, I think
adding Robert Covington was huge for them.
Yes, Enes Kanter was big when he was there. Covington is a big pickup. You know, they're getting Rodney Hood back that they didn't have all last season. So
they're getting Carmelo Anthony back.
So you have more wing defenders. You got more shooters. You know, Gary Trent Jr. is going to be another year, experience. Yeah. He had a good year.
Right.
The only thing is that, Terry Stotts is a very decent coach. But I don't think that Terry Stotts is the guy that's going to be able to get them where they need to be. I think with all this talent that they have this year, if they stumble out the gate, you can see Terry Stotts getting fired. I can see that happening.
See, I don't know about that because I think Terry Stotts is really, really good. Whenever you want to fire a coach, you have to ask yourself the same question: who the hell are you going to get that's better than Terry Stotts?
Well, I mean, what the NBA is starting to do, if you're seeing the trend, is that they're hiring internally and they're getting younger. So maybe there's somebody that's already there that they're priming to take that particular job. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, but who did they learn from? You know what I mean? Like the guy that they'd hire would be now. Look, sometimes it works, right?
Yeah.
When the Raptors fired Dwayne Casey, they hired Nick Nurse, and that worked. But it doesn't always.
No.
You know
what I mean? It doesn't always work out. But the thing is, it's easier to do that. It's easier to let Terry Stotts go and to find probably a different voice than to part ways with C.J. McCollum or Damian Lillard. They're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they should do. Like, that duo has been very successful when you talk about the numbers. But they are not good enough to win a championship.
Yeah.
And at some point, management is going to have to look at that and be like, we're going to have to probably break this up to really, get to that next level. I don't see it.
This guy is dying to roast me right now. Just get over it. Why are you so obsessed with me, boy? God damn. Jeez.
Listen, I like it. He wants to put you in your place. I have somebody that's on my side,
look,
man.
Look, I understand that I'm on the like devil stupid side. I get that, but
you're on an island by yourself. That's where you at. Right? That's all.
I
don't call you a devil. I'm just saying that you're a little out there sometimes. Just a little bit.
I got some facts for Mike. Now I wonder what those facts are. Are those facts? Let's see. Well, Dak Prescott is definitely better than Carson Wentz because, well, I'm a Cowboy fan. That's a fact. Let's see. I don't mean it like that, man.
Stop coming at people, Mike. All right? He's just saying he wants to educate you a little bit on what you were saying. That's all. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah, but that was like 3 topics ago.
That's all right. Listen, he's still thinking about it. He's a football guy. He's a football guy.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. Question. Thoughts on the LeBron James extension?
I mean, I don't really think that that's big news. I think most of us were expecting that LeBron was going to, I think most of us were expecting LeBron was going to come back to the Lakers anyway. So that's
not all right. Let me phrase it another way. I didn't know that LeBron James would commit this early. I thought that he would see the landscape of free agency next year to try to give the Lakers a little bit more cap flexibility and then decide to re-up. Because
I don't think so.
Yeah.
At this stage of LeBron's career, man, like you got to think, look, LeBron is at the point in his career where, he's building a life for himself in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? And it's not like he signed a 5-year extension. He signed a 2-year extension. That'll probably get him close to retirement, right? Like
at the end of year 3, he'll be 39. So yeah,
he'll be 39. So he'll be pretty close to calling it quits, I would imagine. Yeah. But again, like you got to keep in mind, LeBron now has reached the bigger than basketball stage. You know what I mean? And he's been like this for a couple of years, but he tried to elevate it by going to LA. I think the moment that he signed in Los Angeles was he was signing his career away in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So I don't really think it would have mattered. I don't think he would have left to go play for, I don't know, Philly or Houston. He would have gone back to Cleveland again, I don't think.
I don't think it was a matter of him leaving, though, Mike. I just think that it was I'm looking at it from a competitive standpoint. Like, had him and AD hit free agency, obviously they would have been on the cap number for the Lakers, but they would have been able to create some flexibility if they wanted to pursue a Giannis or somebody else, even a Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi's going to hit the market next season. So I thought that they would wait to try to be players in free agency before they decided to sign, extended deals. Like Anthony Davis, you may see him sign the same type of deal that LeBron got. He may sign a 2+1 or a straight 3-year deal. But I just thought that they would kind of sign that 1+1, or Anthony Davis would sign a 1+1, go into free agency next season, give the Lakers a little bit more flexibility cap-wise, and then, sign up for another maybe 2 or 3 year extension. That was my thinking of why Anthony Davis took so long to sign the extension in the first place. So, it's just that for that reason, it's significant. Oh, sorry. For that reason, smack the phone. For that reason, it's significant to me because I just didn't think that LeBron James would do it this early. I thought that he would do it mid-season, or probably like sometime after, close to the start of free agency or whatever it is. But it's shocking, but it's really good that he actually did it because it shows that he has confidence in the Lakers franchise. Like, remember when he signed first out, he signed a 3+1. Like, I didn't think that he was going to sign that long of a deal when he first signed the contract. And when he signed it, I was like, holy shit, he signed a 4-year deal. Okay. So now it's like he fully trusts this organization. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. Like, I'm really enjoying what happened in LA since LeBron has got here. Like, it's a complete 180 of how this franchise has been run. And you have to give kudos to LeBron, but you also have to give kudos to Genie, and you also have to give the nod to Rob Pelinka. What he's done with this team is tremendous. Like, I don't know if there's a better GM in the league right now than Rob Pelinka, and I'm being honest. Like, I'm a Lakers fan, obviously, but what I've seen is I've seen a lot of things that I didn't think were possible in regards to how he's moving. That's my take.
I thought LeBron ruined every franchise he went to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the impression that everybody gave me is that, once LeBron goes, that means, it's over for you.
And nobody wants to play with
him. He's going to ruin everything. It's going to be nothing but drama.
Yeah, nobody wants to play with him. Nobody wants to go there. That was a narrative. Did I tell you the story about A-Fresh, Mike? I'm gonna tell you the sad story of my friend A-Fresh.
Okay.
2010, he was a big LeBron fan pre 2010 decision.
Yeah.
Then LeBron decided to go to Miami. All of a sudden, he's the biggest LeBron hater in the world, right? He hates LeBron. Then he says to me, verbatim, the Knicks will be closer to winning a championship before the Lakers. Now, granted, this was before LeBron James signed in the summer. After LeBron James signed, he still said this to me. Again, is this somebody that you can have a rational conversation with?
So let me ask A-Fresh directly.
Yeah, you have to.
Because he just said that when the Lakers traded everything for Anthony Davis, it ruined the league.
Right. They ruined the league. They got
when Golden State signed Kevin Durant, did that ruin the league? I'm curious.
He's not going to answer. He won't answer that.
I'm waiting.
He said no.
No? Why? Why not? Why didn't it? Because I'll be honest with you. Like, when Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City to go to Golden State, I think everybody predicted that they were going to win title after title after title.
He meant LeBron to Miami ruined the league. How? It generated.
Yeah, how did that ruin the league?
It generated so much revenue for the league. What are you talking about? How it ruined the league? I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense.
I think he's one of these people that thinks that Mike Trout should stay with the Angels.
Yeah,
because your best player being irrelevant in the league, because his team sucks. That's great. That's perfect for the league. Like this is the thing. Look, I don't think that competition. Right. Well, look, I agree. I believe in competition. I think that in order for a league to have success, you need to have legitimate competition. And when the Heat came together, there was, right? The Heat were competing with teams like Oklahoma City and San Antonio at the time. And like the Heat were not the only super team around. They weren't the only super team around. So my point is that, and LeBron didn't invent super teams either. And we've talked about that at length. LeBron didn't invent super teams. The Celtics had multiple super teams with multiple different players.
Super teams existed.
The Lakers had super teams.
Back in the 70s, back in the 80s. They've always been super teams. There's only been a handful of NBA franchises that have won NBA championships. What are we talking about here?
The Spurs were a super team. Okay? Think about that. The Spurs were Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, and Manu Ginobili are all first ballot Hall of Famers.
All of them. With a Hall of Fame coach.
Right. With possibly the greatest coach ever. Like, can we please? We got to stop this with LeBron. Like, just admit you hate LeBron.
That's all.
And that's all it is.
That's all. That's all. Yeah, he
like, I think it was funny how, like, Golden State, when they were 73-9, and they had Steph and they had Clay and they had Draymond, that was a super team, by the way. They went 73-9. That's a super team. And the fact that LeBron beat them, came back 3-1, it was the greatest NBA Finals of all time. Just from an entertainment standpoint. I'm not even going to say performance, but entertainment standpoint, that was the best NBA Finals ever.
I have no problem admitting I hate LeBron. Then why should we ever listen to you when it comes to actual factual stuff? You are biased against one of the greatest players of all time. Nobody should listen to you. Nobody should listen to you. That doesn't make sense. Any logical conversation about LeBron James does not happen with you because you've already admitted that you hate him. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
No, I don't think. I don't hate KD. Yeah, I just think that KD made a weak move.
Right.
I view KD joining Golden State
the weakest move I've ever seen, bro. Ever.
I agree with you. I think KD joining Golden State was really weak, and I think that that situation with LeBron is completely different. I do. Because LeBron, despite the fact that, when he was in Cleveland, it was,
oh no,
who was the next best player?
Who, right now?
Who was the next best player for Cleveland before LeBron left?
Before LeBron left, it was Curry, right?
No. I mean the first time.
Oh, the first time. It was with Larry Hughes? Was Larry Hughes still there? Or was it
Zydrunas Ilgauskas? Is that who it was?
Andy Varejao? Like Boobie Gibson?
Right. And Kevin Durant had Russell Westbrook on his team and bolted for the team that beat him.
And they were up
in the Western Conference Finals.
They were up 3-1.
After they came back 3-1. That's right. So, look, I think it's incredibly different. I'm not denying that the Heat weren't a super team. They were. Okay? But they're not the only ones. Right? LeBron was not the only, LeBron was not the only one that was trying to facilitate super teams.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. Everybody who's capable of doing it does it. Great players want to play with great players.
Like, you know what it is with him is that he behaves like a 55 or 65-year-old man that still lives in the 90s when my MJ played and stuff like that, but not realizing that the Detroit Pistons had a stacked roster. The Boston Celtics were on the decline at that time, but back in the 80s, the Boston Celtics signed. They had what's my man name? Bill Walton, who was a Finals MVP for the Portland Trailblazers at one point in his career, ended up going to Boston for pennies and actually winning Sixth Man of the Year. What are we talking about here? So all of these things have happened in the league, but obviously people have amnesia. They don't remember these things. They don't
The
remember
85-86 Celtics. The 85-86 Celtics is one of the greatest teams
one of the greatest teams ever. Didn't they win like 69 games that year?
Larry Bird, McHale, Parrish, Dennis Johnson,
but
Bill Walton.
But LeBron gets to the league, and he's the one that ruined the league. You know,
That's right.
You know what's funny about people that hate LeBron, Mike, is that when the rule was after your rookie deal was up, you automatically signed 5-year extensions. That's the way it happens, right? Your rookie deal's up, you sign a 5-year deal. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade decided that they are going to change the narrative. I am not signing a 5-year deal. I'm going to sign a 3-year deal because I want to be able to hit free agency when I'm, of age or at my prime to be able to decide where I want to go. LeBron has changed basketball to make people decide where they want to go, just like any other person in their job. If you have a job offer that's giving you $70,000 and you're working somewhere that's giving you $40,000, are you going to stay at the place that's giving you $40,000? Why? Because you've been here for 8 years? Or are you going to go somewhere that you can be able to earn more money and be happy? That doesn't make sense.
Can I answer this comment by Fam Podcast right now?
Yeah.
He said that's my definition of super teams is when players get together, but drafting great players is not a super team. Let me tell you why that's stupid. I shouldn't say stupid, but why that's a misconception. Okay. So let's just say if LeBron had played for, let's say LeBron's playing for the Heat. Okay. And the Heat drafted Dwayne Wade, and then the Heat drafted Chris Bosh.
Right. And they turned into superstars.
Then it wouldn't be a super team. But because LeBron joined the Heat with Dwayne Wade already there, and then after they signed LeBron, they signed Chris Bosh, that's a super team.
That makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense to me. It's like dumb. If LeBron goes to the Lakers, right? Let's say LeBron goes to Cleveland, right? LeBron after Miami, LeBron goes to Cleveland. The Cavaliers drafted Kyrie Irving. They drafted Kyrie Irving, and then they traded Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love. Is that a super team? Like what are the? Because I'll be honest with you. Like you can make the argument that the trio of LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love were better than LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, because I think Kevin Love was a better contributor than Chris Bosh was, and
they fit.
Kyrie Irving fit more of what is next to LeBron. Dwayne Wade's not a great shooter. Kyrie Irving is.
It was a better fit. It was a better fit. Miami won off sheer talent alone. Cleveland was a better fit because you had a point guard that can be able to score. LeBron James is the facilitator, and you had Kevin Love that can be able to space the floor and hit threes. They were a better suitable big three than the actual Heels were.
So my point is that LeBron, when he got drafted in 2003, got drafted by the Cavs, who are a historically terrible franchise.
So hold on, Mike.
Historically. So LeBron gets penalized because his team can't draft and his team can't bring in free agents. And it's not him, but his team can't bring in free agents and his team can't draft and can't surround them with good talent. That's LeBron's problem.
Right.
See, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? And LeBron doesn't have a right to, after he's been wrong. Like, here's the thing that I think that people get confused about, because they think, well, Kevin Durant did the same thing. right? Because I think that LeBron had a right to leave Cleveland the first time. I think that KD had a right to leave Oklahoma City. I do. It's where they went.
Right.
Right?
And then on top of that, hold on, Mike. Let me even add to that. They were so different in regards to circumstance. When you compare what LeBron had in Cleveland and what KD had in the first couple years of his NBA career, getting Russ and then getting Harden, having Sam Presti as your GM. Obviously, you have a cheap owner or whatever, but they were able to create that big three there and dominate the league. You never seen young players like that have an impact on how the Oklahoma City Thunder did for those couple of years that they were together. LeBron had what was his deal? Oh my God, Danny Ferry, who was, and then the worst owner in basketball, owning, who had an ego. It wasn't in the fact that he was an owner. He was an owner with an ego. I remember that right after they lost to Boston, right? Remember this, Mike? Right after they lost to Boston, they asked Dan Gilbert a question. They said, Dan Gilbert, what are you going to do to keep LeBron James here? Are you going to do everything in your power to keep LeBron James here in Cleveland? Dan Gilbert answered the question by saying, I'm going to do everything that's going to be beneficial for the team. Excuse me? LeBron James is your team. So if you're not doing everything in your power to keep the best player in the game, what are we talking about here?
It's a Jerry Krause thing.
Yeah, LeBron James left, and he took $1 billion worth of revenue from the Cleveland area with him.
Yeah.
It's a different situation. He was in a toxic organization that did not put pieces around him to win, and he won with nothing. He got as far as he can go with nothing and decided to leave. So how can you say that he ruined basketball when if he would have stayed in Cleveland, it would have ruined him? Doesn't make sense.
Right. Right, and then he gets compared to players like Kobe, where, like, the people that say that Kobe is better than LeBron, they say part of the reason is because Kobe stayed.
Kobe got drafted by the Lakers.
Well, Kobe got drafted by the Lakers, and then when it went bad with the Lakers, he
almost
forced his way out.
He wanted to go to Chicago.
And then what happened? When he wanted to force his way to Chicago, what happened?
He said, didn't KD do the same? No, KD was not in a bad organization. KD was with the Oklahoma City Thunder that was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals, and then he played bad in games 6 and 7 to lose that series. And he decided
and then he went to the team that beat him.
The team that bust his ass. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. What planet are you on to even compare that? That doesn't make sense. You leave an organization that has literally the best scouting GM in the league. There's nobody better than Sam Presti. When it comes to evaluating young talent, Sam Presti's the best. And he left that to go to Golden State. Weakest move in sports history. It's not even close.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Close. So that's why KD can never be on LeBron's plane. Can never be on his level. He'll always be a tier lower than LeBron James. He's not.
Yeah, that's not a question to me.
It's not even a question to me. He's not even on the same planet.
Yeah, I think this is something that needs to be said too.
Said it. Thank you. KD doesn't leave OKC. They at least win one championship. I can't disagree.
I think they probably could have, but I'll say this. I think that if KD doesn't join Golden State, I think LeBron wins another title or two in Cleveland.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because, again, like, you got to keep in mind, Golden State was that good in 2015 when Kyrie got hurt and Kevin Love got hurt and Matthew Dellavedova was the second best player in that series. That series went to 6 games.
And LeBron averaged a 40-point triple-double.
Right. I think if Cleveland had their healthy guys, I think he wins another championship there.
They definitely win that series because
I agree.
Steph Curry was not he was not electric in that 2015 final. He was not good.
And look, I've even gone as far to say this. I think that when Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, the first year they were together, the 2017 Golden State Warriors is the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah.
That's the best team ever.
Ever.
You can't convince me that any other team in NBA history would be able to beat them. They would destroy everyone.
Yeah.
They were deep. They had superstars. I mean, look, Andre Iguodala was an all-star at that point, and he was coming off the bench.
Right.
Like they were absolutely – I think they would kill the 95-96 Bulls. They would kill the 85-86 Celtics. They would kill the Showtime Lakers. They would kill them. Kill them. It wouldn't even be close.
I don't know about the Showtime Lakers, but I agree with the Bulls.
Shut up, Laker fan.
Nobody beat Showtime. You hear me? Especially
that's like me saying that they couldn't beat the 2007 Cavs.
Nobody was beating the Showtime Lakers in '84. No one. Hear me? No one.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I like this is why it's hard for me to have conversation with people, because it's like when they start talking this KD is in the realm of LeBron, I'm like, what are you smoking? What are you smoking?
Right.
Like listen, KD is a great player, but he's not LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard, great player. It's not LeBron James. Just not. Guy's a different animal. And I'm telling you, everybody's on that KD train this year, right? Oh, Nets. Listen, I even think the Nets are going to be decent, but they are going to have a rude awakening when things get tight and those two divas start to chirp at each other. We're going to see exactly what happens. Because if everybody thinks that KD is just going to miraculously come back and be the KD of old after tearing an Achilles, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
KD's going to be good next year. It's just how good, right? Like, is he going to average 30 a game like he used to? I don't think he will.
He'll always be able to score 20 points because he has a great jump shot. But in regard
I think KD's a 25 point per game scorer next year. But
25,
and I think KD's I think so. Look, because you're right, KD is not going to have as much bounce or enough speed, or as much. I should say as much speed, not enough speed, but as much speed as he used to. But again, like KD's still going to shoot 39-40% from three.
Hey, Fresh, that is not hate for KD. That is body physics. You're not going to tear your Achilles and think that you're going to be the same player that you were 2 years ago. That doesn't work.
I don't think KD's going to – I think Fan Podcast is off. I don't think KD's going to be in the MVP race.
No.
I genuinely think that there's going to be a little bit – and I'm not saying a lot, but I think there could be a little bit of turmoil between him and Kyrie once they start playing together and they're kind of battling for the basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that could be –
yeah.
Because, look – In Golden State, when KD was playing with Steph and Clay,
he was
and
the
guys
guy.
Well, it's not even that he was the guy. It's that team moved the ball so incredibly well. There wasn't a player on that team that dominated the basketball.
Well, but
Kyrie Irving's a player that dominates the basketball.
Yeah, but
and especially since he got traded to Boston, right? Like after 2018, after 2017, and when he got traded to Boston, ever since then, Kyrie has needed to be the man.
Yeah. I agree. I'm just saying, like in Golden State, you had two guys over there with Steph and Clay that were so unselfish that they were willing to make they were willing to make KD feel like he's the man. Like you can be able to come in here and close the game for us. He's not going to have that type of comfort level with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is not that type of guy. He's not.
Yes, Guido, Barry just talking from a hateful place.
but Mike, you understand what I'm saying? Like, how can anybody look at a guy that has tore their Achilles and think that they're going to be the same player they were? It's not possible.
Yeah, they're not. It doesn't matter what sport you play.
That's life.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. Yeah. It's just KD, I still look. KD's still going to be an all-star.
He's
KD's still going to be really good.
Yeah,
it's just, he's going to be,
Fan podcast. Kyrie is not going to give it up to KD. It's not going to happen.
I don't think so either.
No,
I think Kyrie is going to want to dominate the basketball, and then if KD says, "Look, Kyrie, you got to give me the ball sometimes,"
you know what's crazy?
I think that's going to piss Kyrie off.
You know what's crazy about this, Mike? Is that how life comes full circle for some players, right? He started his career with Russell Westbrook. He hated to play with Russell Westbrook because of that same reason. That's why he left. Now your best friend is a Russell Westbrook type of player. He needs basketball to be able to be effective. So you're now happy because he's your best friend. So you think that it's going to be able to translate on the court. It don't translate on the court, man. It doesn't happen. I've played with many players that I've loved off the court. They're my man, my friend, my homie. When it comes to being on the court, it don't work. Stylistically, they clash. They clash so bad.
Yeah, and especially with Steve Nash as the coach. Who's
steering the ship? Who?
Yeah, look, and Steve Nash could be really, really good. You have no idea. But it's just, with two big personalities like that just seem to never know, especially Kyrie Irving, that just never seem to know what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think Steve Nash is just going to have trouble navigating them into a direction that's, plausible. I just don't. It's a lot to ask for a first-year head coach, which is, again, like, I think that Brooklyn has, like, if you look at Brooklyn's roster, I think Brooklyn has the roster to win a championship. I'm not sure that next year is going to be the year that they do it, if they ever do.
Right.
Just because, it's the first year with Steve Nash. I think they've got to get things glued together first.
Yeah.
And secondly, again, you've got this complex with Kyrie and KD that I think is destined to come out. It's just, it's not a comfortable situation for either one of them, and they're going to find that out sooner rather than later.
No, I agree. Mike, did you hear about the report from The Athletic about the Clippers season?
The Kawhi and Paul George, they were getting special treatment. We knew that.
Right.
I mean, look, and I think that's why, you and I hit the nail on the head with the Clippers. You and I were both in agreement on this, that they just, there was definite dysfunction. I talked to a couple of people within basketball that said, there's, they're being passed off as a team that's just got it all together. And once they play together, they're so incredibly hard to beat.
Yeah.
And the Clippers were really good, but what they're not understanding is that there's definitely turmoil in that locker room that they are really trying to simmer down. And it's not a little. Yeah. It's a lot of turmoil in that locker room. Those Kawhi and PG's teammates are not altogether happy with them. They're just not. Because
I agree.
They got to do the suicides in practice. They got to do the burpees. They're not getting the days off. They got to live in a certain place that that their team tells them they have to live. And Kawhi and PG get the liberty of, all right, you want to skip the drill? Okay, skip the drill. Like, it's just, It's not there. It's not fair.
Yeah. Listen, man, I remember, like, I was calling this all year, and I really don't see, Mike, how they end up fixing this for this year. Like, in order for them to, like, really make a change in that culture, they gotta either get rid of Paul George, or they have to get rid of Pat Bev, or and a collection. They gotta get rid of Pat Bev, and they gotta get rid of Lou Williams, because if those are the old guards of the Clippers of old, the hard-nosed, scrappy guys that they were cast-offs and stuff like that, second-round picks or whatever it is, undrafted. You now put them with these guys who are the divas, the selected ones, right? The preferential treatment guys. It's never gonna work. This is why Jimmy Butler had problems everywhere he went, because Jimmy Butler was a guy that had to work for everything. He was not given a first round grade when he got drafted. You know, they said that we would go undrafted. He worked himself into the player that he is now. That's why he didn't get along with Derrick Rose. That's why he didn't get along with guys like Karl Anthony Towns. He didn't get along with Andrew Wiggins because he does not like guys who think that they're supposed to be given things just because of their draft stock or where they landed in the draft or how much money they have. Like, he wants to see dogs. And guys like Pat Bev, guys like Lou Williams, guys like Montrezl Harrell, who had to work for things, it never, like, they were like, okay, cool. Kawhi Leonard's a champion. He won the championship in Toronto. If they want to give him certain things, I'm okay with that, whatever. But Paul George, what has he done? What has he done to get that type of treatment? He's just a lapdog for Kawhi. So how does he get that same type of situation? And Sweet Lou's been here and doesn't get that, or Pat Bev, like, we don't get that. So it would never work, and that's why you're starting to, like, they had to cover it up and say, oh, well, Montrezl was the problem in the locker room. You're gonna give up on a sixth man of the year because he was the problem in the locker room? Come on, bro. Like that. This is why I laugh every time I hear something about the Clippers, because they're a complete joke. They're a dumpster fire and they're trying to hide the smoke. Like, they're trying to hide the smoke so everybody can't see what's going on behind the scenes. They are a dysfunctional bunch, and they've always been.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I think that in general, I think it's really unrealistic to ask a team to treat everybody the same.
Yeah,
right? It's not going to happen. Like, to a certain extent, there is certain preferential treatment, and there should be, right? Like, they say this in football. I think I heard this. I think Jimmy Johnson used to say this. He says, look, if the fourth string running back falls asleep during a meeting, I cut him.
Yeah.
If Emmitt Smith falls asleep during a meeting, I nudge him. Like, it's just, those are the kind of things. Like, and it's complete. I don't think there's anybody here that would disagree with that. And everybody understands.
And that's my point. Like, if they were to revert, like, if they were to play last season all over again, right? Hindsight is 2020. They would still give Kawhi Leonard all of the preferential treatment. They wouldn't give it to Paul George.
That's the thing, is like if Kawhi dogs it in practice, it's whatever. You know, he's Kawhi Leonard. If Fiondu Kabengele dogs it in practice, the guy doesn't see a minute for a month. Like, that's it. It's just, and you know what I mean? So,
like, Paul George, I don't know why everybody has, like, given him this like open door to superstardom. He's not a superstar. He's never been a superstar. He's been a very good player, but he's been impersonating a superstar for years. He behaves like he thinks he's a superstar, but he's not. The most telling thing about Paul George to me, Mike, is when he left Indiana, no one said anything publicly about Paul George. But you start hearing these anonymous things start to leak out, like, you know, Paul George kind of held himself higher than everybody else. Like, you know, in the playoff series, he would say, "Oh, you know, we gotta do this. You guys gotta rally behind me." And they were looking at him like, "Rally behind you? You're just a cog, just like any one of us. You're no superstar." Right. And listen, I'm happy that he's where he's at, because that's life is funny that way. It makes me laugh. Paul George is on one of the worst franchises in NBA history, and that's where he belongs. That's where he belongs, because he does not deserve to be in the limelight with any top stars. That's why he didn't want to come to the Lakers, because he didn't want to be LeBron's fall guy. Well, guess what? Anthony Davis did pretty good being the number 2 in LA. Did pretty good.
I'd say so.
Did pretty good. And one day he'll be the number 1. Maybe he'll be the number 1 next year and LeBron will be the number 2. Who knows? But it works. Paul George didn't want that. So anything that happens to the Clippers from here on out, it's their own fault. It's their own doing.
Right.
They were so happy to get Kawhi Leonard that they sold their souls to him.
Yeah.
For a guy that has never been in a position of power or leverage or even a position of leadership. You give your Bentley to a kid that just got his license. Okay. Okay. Let's see how that works.
He'll crash the car.
Yeah.
Crash the car.
So
now I wouldn't mind a Bentley. That'd be nice.
I would love a Bentley. I mean, like, I'd never let you in it because, you'd probably eat some stuff in there that you shouldn't eat.
That stink.
Yeah. I would never let you in my Bentley.
I'd fart in it,
Yeah, you have no respect. You have no respect. We have to fight.
That's right.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say to you. What did you think of Nate Robinson? What did you think of Nate Robinson's performance?
I feel bad for him. I really do.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I need to know why. Why do you feel sorry for Nate Robinson?
Because he's getting a lot of flack for losing to a YouTuber.
But here's the thing, Mike. He called the YouTuber out. The YouTuber didn't call him out. He called the YouTuber out.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Like, does Jake Paul deserve any respect? Like, let's be honest.
Nobody's giving Jake Paul any respect. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to call somebody out, at least do your research to know if the guy can actually throw his hands. Jake Paul is not a professional boxer. He may not ever be a professional boxer, but he's been training.
He does train.
He's been trained. And he knows how to have a base. He knows how to throw punches. He knows how to duck his head. He knows combinations. Nate Robinson didn't do any research, and he got knocked out by a YouTuber, man. Listen, my boy right now is loving this because a couple years back, this was many years back, he had an altercation with Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson has always come off as a tough guy. So me seeing Nate Robinson get knocked out, it was poetic. It was poetic. When I saw his face hit the canvas, Mike, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, he's asleep. He must think that he's back at Madison Square Garden. He must think that he's back at the dunk contest because how he got up, he didn't know where he was at. And for a guy that's supposed to be training 2-a-days since August, didn't say anything. I didn't see not one poised punch he threw in that entire short fight.
I kind of felt a little defeated myself when Jake Paul knocked him out. I really was. I was disappointed because
why?
Look, because I would love to watch some guy beat the shit out of Jake Paul. I would love to see it.
It may happen, but it ain't gonna be Nate Robinson.
Seriously, there are not very many people that I hate in the world more than Jake Paul.
Why do you hate Jake Paul?
Because the guy's a moron. Why shouldn't I hate Jake Paul?
Why do you hate Jake Paul?
Can you describe his last year for me? Like,
I mean, I really haven't. God. You have to explain it to me.
The guy's just ridiculously annoying. First of all, he flaunts his money everywhere. The guy, honestly, this is the part that really bothers me, is that he went out looting while he's also a gajillionaire. Like, the guy bought a house that is larger than my town.
So he's really rich.
He is ridiculously rich.
And that's over YouTube?
Yeah. Where else would it be?
Okay.
He's ridiculously rich. And his house, I think, got raided. The guy, went looting. He got in trouble for it, and his house got raided. And he was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh God.
But
Oh
here's
my
my
God.
question: what does his channel,
Oh
consist of? What does he
please.
do?
A fresh. Dude, I am praying that Canelo gets in the ring with him, man. If Canelo gets in the ring with Jake Paul, his life is over, dude. Oh my
I would like to
God.
see. I would like to see Conor McGregor against Jake.
Whatever that pay-per-view is, I would love to see Canelo hit him once and Jake Paul just go cry. I would love it. Love
But
it.
yeah, what does his channel consist of? Like, what does he do?
He's just an idiot. He does idiotic stuff. He's a YouTuber. He's influential to
The young guy,
15-year-old
the young
kids.
people.
He's just an idiot. The guy is a moron. The guy will walk around a mall naked in his underwear. Like he's one of those guys. Like God, I want to see somebody punch him in the face so hard. I really do. I want to see him break bones. I do.
All right. Here's a question for you. When the fight was signed, did you actually think that Nate Robinson had a shot?
Yeah, I did. I thought Nate Robinson was going to kill him.
Why?
I really did. Because Nate Robinson was a professional athlete and Jake
What does
Paul's
that
a
mean?
loser.
What does that mean?
It means that Nate Robinson has some gifted athletic ability and Jake Paul is some loser kid on social media. That's what I thought. I thought Nate Robinson was going to mop the floor with him.
You do not need athletic ability to know how to throw hands, okay? And Nate Robinson apparently does not know how to throw hands.
He didn't know, right? He doesn't know how to throw hands.
I don't believe, after seeing that fight, Mike, I don't think that Nate Robinson has ever had a fight in his life. I don't believe so. I don't believe that Nate Robinson has actually had a fight in his life. There's no way.
Maybe not.
No way. No way.
Maybe not. Maybe not. But still, I am I'm very disappointed because I wanted to see him get clobbered. I really did. Jake Paul is such a little geek. I hate him. Oh my God. Hey, I think I'm cool. You just go prance around in your freaking dress, you pansy. Jeez.
What did you think of the Roy Jones Mike Tyson?
I didn't even buy the fight. Look, that's you know what? That's the funny thing is that the fight had 1.2 million buyers and I didn't buy it because I was out of town. But I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even interested in the Tyson fight. I wasn't. I was interested in the Jake Paul Nate Robinson fight.
Right. I think a lot of people.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I was interested in the fight that meant nothing.
Yeah.
But look, Mike Tyson, I got to say, for an old man, he didn't look too terrible.
He looks good. He looks good. Like Roy Jones looked like the old man. Mike Tyson actually looked like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he can have another fight.
What that fight showed you, though, is that if Mike Tyson tried to get into the ring with a real boxer, with a boxer in his prime now, he would get destroyed. Like, you remember those talks about Mike Tyson facing Tyson Fury? Like, that's not even going to be. That wouldn't even be close.
Think about the size difference.
A foot taller than him.
Yeah, that wouldn't even be a good fight to watch. I wouldn't want to see that.
I agree.
Yeah.
He couldn't fight a top-ranked boxer.
This has been real. It's been a shouting match because you obviously have a love affair with Carson Wentz, and I just don't understand it.
I don't have a love affair with him. I just think people are crazy to say that he sucks. Like, just give me a break.
And the thing is, you rate him over Dak Prescott. Have some pride, man.
Yes, because Dak has given me so much to love. What has Dak done for me in 5 years?
He's won, 2 division titles? Come on, man.
Cool. What else has he done?
He's thrown for 5,000 yards.
Okay, all of them in garbage time. You and I agree on that.
Listen, I'm not trying to sell you on Dak Prescott. I'm just telling you that Dak is better than Carson Wentz.
No, he's not. I know you think he is, but he's not.
He is.
How do I sleep at night?
Yes, I asked that same question, Fan Podcast. How do you sleep at night? With some of these takes that you have, Like, what? How?
I sleep just fine. Because, look, I'm not under the delusion that Dak Prescott is like the savior of any franchise. I'm not under the delusion that Dak Prescott's Dak Prescott's not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I'm sorry, he's not.
But Carson Wentz is a savior of a franchise. He's shown you that.
Carson Wentz is a much better quarterback than Dak. Yes.
That's not what I asked you.
Is he a savior to a franchise? I don't think he is.
You see what I'm saying? This is why we have arguments. Because you do these things. I don't know. Just give me a direct answer. What has he shown you since he's been in the league? Is he a franchise guy, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's a franchise guy.
You know what? You know what we're going to do now? We're going to have – what are you doing on Sunday?
Usually I go and watch football with my mother, but
okay. So if you are available on Sunday, I would like to do some reaction videos, and I want to see. The Eagles are playing on Sunday, obviously, right? They're playing on Sunday, are they? Who are they playing?
They should be. I don't know actually.
Okay, so we're gonna jump on a live if you can do it. You know, like I said, if you're busy, we'll be able to work it out another way. But if you can, you let me know because that would be very entertaining.
Huh? At Green Bay. They're at Green Bay.
Oh my God. I need that. I need that game. I need that game.
Yeah, the Eagles' schedule is pretty tough.
Who wins that game? Eagles or Packers?
Packers.
Definitely Packers.
I'll give you, I'll say 31-20.
31-20.
31-20.
So 51 points total?
Yeah. I
am going 27-13.
Okay. That's a little low, but okay. At Green Bay, home against the Saints, and then at Arizona. Their next three games are tough.
Okay, so you got 50. You got points. You got 51 total points in the game. I have 40 total points in the game. Whoever wins has to buy that person dinner for the night.
Okay. All right. Fine. But I don't want to hear.
You want to make any?
The Packers don't hold their end of the bargain.
Do you want to make any more wagers? Just let me know. Okay. This is what we're doing now. This is what we're going to start doing every Sunday now.
I think this is a stupid bet because if the Packers, let's say by miracle, the Eagles win this game and the Packers don't pull their weight, you still end up winning the bet. So that's
all right. So what's a fair bet then? I need something
let's
down
bet
the
on
middle.
the Eagles. Let's bet on the Eagle points. I say the Eagles score 20. You say 13.
Okay,
whoever
so
closer is.
Let's do that. So what's the cutoff? If the Eagles score 16, you win?
Then we each buy our own dinner. If That's they fair. Score exactly 16 points, then we push. Mike looks like he's worth $100 on it. No, I'm cheap, dude.
Yo,
I'm
Rich,
cheap.
He's very expensive. I remember one time we went out, bro, and he ordered like $98 worth of food. I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
No. I'm street corner cheap. Corner cheap.
You broke my pockets the last time we went out, man. Okay?
No, I didn't. I paid for myself.
Man, very expensive date.
I paid for myself. What are you talking about?
High maintenance is what you are, okay?
Yeah, real high maintenance. Yes, I'm so high maintenance that I pay for myself. And I bought you. Wait a minute. I bought you food. You're high maintenance. I bought your dinner. What are you talking about? I bought your dinner, boy.
Listen, I've never asked you for a steak, though. See, I try to be nice. I don't want to go.
No, I just bought you a whole chicken parm platter, though.
It was very good, though. It was very good. Very good.
You're damn right it was it better have been very good.
Yeah, it almost put me to sleep, man. I was very close to falling asleep on the road. You almost got me killed going home. That was your fault.
I make the ladies work for the goods. No, the ladies make me work for the goods. That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is, pal. Jeez.
Oh my God.
All right.
Mike. Get out of here. I hate you.
Yeah, I hate you too, brother.
Later.